Hello and welcome to the second season here with Las Palmas in La Liga. This is 24/7 Raumdeutsche, my YouTube channel. And as I told you, it's the second season, the first episode. Last season, of course, we had a brilliant finish to the season, finishing 6th in the league, qualifying for Europa League or qualifying for the qualification round for the Europa League. We've actually played a few games there already, as you can see here the results on the bottom of the page. But before we take a look at that, I want you to check out the transfers. So let's talk about the guys who left the club first. Of course, Alberto Aquilani, the 34-year-old Italian, left the club. He went to Mexico, Pachuca, for 275,000 euros. Not a lot of money, but he was never a big player for us. Then another one you're already gonna know about, Loic Remy, the 31-year-old Frenchman, went back to his home country, to Rennes, for 1.6 million euros after having a terrible season for us last year with a lot of injuries, bad luck, and not the best of games. Another one I've already told you about. I wanted to get rid of him, our backup at right back, David Simon, 29 years old. He went to Girona for 1 million euros, a decent amount of money for someone who only played 4 games the entire season last year. And then the left back backup option also left the club, the 30-year-old Dani Castellano. His twin brother already left the club in the winter, and now he went to Rayo Vallecano for 1.9 million euros. It's our biggest transfer in terms of departures this year. 30-year-old, 1.9 million euros. He's valued a little bit less than what we got for him. His stats are decent, but he's on the decline, and we have got better options, as you will see. And just one more guy who left on a permanent transfer, our backup goalkeeper, Trolli Swain, valued at 650,000 euros. Betis paid 1 million for him. He only played 5 games last season. He's a decent backup goalkeeper, not that expensive in terms of age as well, but we don't really need him. We got some of our youngsters who can sit on the bench or be around the squad as well. And then 2 more players who went out on loan. Marco Liavia, he already was on loan last season, he was in Greece, and now he went out on loan to Alaves in Spain. They pay all of his wages and pay a little bit of a fee as well. I wanted to sell him permanently, but nobody was interested, so I thought this would be the second best option. And another guy with a similar fate, I wanted to sell him permanently, nobody was interested, so I offered him out for a loan. Osasuna pay Mateo Garcia's wages and pay a fee of 900,000 euros, which is quite a lot of money for someone who nobody was interested in buying for the same amount. So I don't know what they were thinking there, because he didn't even feature for them last season, but now they decided to spend money on him. Now let's get to our arrivals. He's not really an arrival, Timothy Tillman. He was here on loan for the second half of last season already, but I was able to extend his loan for 2 more seasons. He's decent, he can only improve even more, and it's good to see him, a young prospect from Germany, for 2 more years at the club. Similarly to Tillman, Saul already was at the club for the second half of last season, played 10 games for us, was here on loan as a left back, 23 years old, decent stats, better than Castellano's stats were, and we only paid 450,000 euros for him. And the next one you already know, Emmanuel Boateng, the 22-year-old Ghanaian international, played 3 games at the World Cup for Ghana and comes in at 1.3 million euros after his loan. Valued a little bit more than that, 3.5 million euros. I think that's a decent transfer. We identified him as one of our best players for last season, despite only being here for half a season. I think he's going to be able to improve a lot, although he picked up an injury at the World Cup for Ghana and is still struggling for fitness. One more loanee I've brought to the club, Rolando Mandragora, an Italian 21 years old on loan from Juventus. Looks like something special, to be honest. He looks really good in all of the technical, mental and physical areas of the game. Only thing he cannot do is throw in long throws. That's his only thing that he doesn't want to do. It's not a problem. He's going to be back up at the defensive midfield position for us. Might even play centre back from time to time. And he is going to be here for 2 years, on a loan for 2 years. Similar to Tillman, his wages are low. Not a lot for someone of his caliber. I think he's going to be a good player for us. So now let's get to the permanent signings. A 27-year-old striker, Roger, Spanish player with 15 finishing, 16 off the ball, 16 natural fitness. Doesn't look too bad, does he? Valued at 1.8 million euros and came in on a free transfer. No money spent on him. He didn't have a good season last year at Levante, only scored 2 goals in 12 games with a terrible average rating, but I think his stats show us that he can be a good backup striker for us. He can play the deep lying forward role really well, actually. If you look at his stats, off the ball is really good, finishing is decent. That's something that we were lacking before. He might be the best finisher at the club now. The next free transfer we brought in, this one is maybe a little bit weird because he's 33 years old. Abel Aguilar, the Colombian legend, 61 caps for Colombia. He is struggling for pace and acceleration, of course, but I think his experience and all overall technical and mental abilities, they're going to be really important to us. He is mainly going to be the backup for Vicente as the segundo volante, and as you can see here, he can play that role fairly well. Yes, his acceleration and pace are terrible, but he already scored a goal, he already made an assist in the Europa League qualifiers. I think he is a great addition to the squad. And as someone who comes on in a free transfer, he's not on that much money also, so I think a decent signing. Then Alvaro Tejero, a backup option, left back, right back, maybe even center back, 22 years old Spanish player who comes in from Real Madrid Castilla on a free transfer. He had a pretty decent season last year at Castilla. I thought, why not pick him up? Doesn't want a lot of money, and his stats don't look too bad for a backup. Then another right back I brought in. He can also play left back. Another 22-year-old Spanish player. This time he comes in from the second team of Barcelona, where he played 41 games last year. Looks like a decent player who can improve a lot. His aggression, bravery, concentration and determination look outstanding, as well as his work rate and stamina, natural fitness. He looks really good actually for someone who is joining the club on a free transfer. Borja Mayoral, he comes in from Real Madrid. He's gonna join us on a loan first, a loan for 2 years, and then after this loan he is going to join the club permanently for 2.5 million euros. I think I did some really good negotiating. A player who can finish, who can do something with the ball. He's good at dribbling, first touch, technique is great, work rate off the ball, all of those stats are great. Aggression, composure. He's gonna be our inside forward on attack on the left side mainly. His pace is not that good, but maybe he can improve a little bit still. He's 20 years old, and I like the player traits that he has. Tries first time shots, likes to ground keeper and cuts inside from left wing. It's perfect for our attacking inside forward on the left hand side, who I expect to score goals. And as you can see here, he already scored 2 goals and made 2 assists in the Europa League qualifiers. I'm excited to have him here. Then we come to Marc Navarro. You might think, what, another right back? No, he's gonna be a backup winger for us on the right hand side. I just bought him because I needed someone as a backup for Boateng mainly, especially with the injury that Boateng picked up at the World Cup. And when I saw this guy with his determination of 19, I thought, okay, let's sign him, especially for the price at 500,000 euros, which is a joke for a player with his ability, who he already scored for us in the qualifiers. And I think he can really do a job. His crossing is decent, and his technique also won't let him down too much. But what's really standing out is the determination. He's also going to be a really good tutor for our youth players with this determination. It's just great to have someone like him in the team, so he can pass on his determination levels to a younger generation. Also his driven personality, something you're gonna like. This guy might be a little bit of a risk, Alex Garcia. Some of you might know him. He comes in on a transfer from Manchester City. 1.2 million euros spent on him, and I was not that sure, is he gonna be the right player for us? But I need a backup as a attacking midfielder in the center role for Vieira, who is gonna play there this season. And I thought, why not give him a chance? His passing looks good, his technique is decent. He's 20 years old. He was considered a great talent, and he also has the player trait, comes deep to get ball, just as Vieira. So I thought, why not? He can play games for us. He's gonna improve here. He's not on a lot of money, and he already was able to get 2 assists in the qualifier games in the Europa League. And then finally the guy I'm most excited about, one of my favorite players in recent years, Fabio Contrao, the left back, joined us on a loan from Real Madrid. As you can see his stats here, he's just an overall really exciting left back. He can do this job offensively and defensively. He's valued at 4.7 million euros, and it seems like Real Madrid don't have a use for him anymore, so they even pay half of his wages. Of course, he is quite expensive. His wages are still high for us, but I thought, why not? If you can get a player of his caliber, why not? Why not get him? He's only here for 1 year, then his contract is going to be up at Real Madrid, so maybe he's even going to sign permanently here, who knows, on a free transfer. Why not? The only really worry I have about him is the injury proneness that my coach spotted. But as you can see, he's by far our best left back. Pedro Vigas is mentioned as our second best option, but he's just dreadful when it comes to attacking. So he's not gonna be an option there. Fabio Contrao is. So that sums it up. As you can see, we spent 3.8 million euros and brought 7 million euros in. That leaves us with a transfer budget of 1.4 million euros left. A little bit of wage budget left still. The club is in a good financial position now. I wanna leave the money here. I would like to get a center back, but I might wait till the winter transfer window opens again, because I just couldn't find anyone who is decent enough and not too expensive. So I wanna wait and give the players who are here already a chance. So it's time to look at the schedule. Of course, we played a few friendlies, Sevilla, Athletic, Cadiz, Barcelona, and then we went on to play in the Europa League third round qualifier against Elfsborg, a Swedish team, which we beat 2-0 at home. Then went on to go to Sweden, a 2-2 draw, secured a space for us in the next round. We already played the first leg against Brøndby, a team from Denmark. We beat them away from home 2-0. And today we are gonna play Granada in the first game of the new La Liga season. And then in 4 days' time we're also gonna play Brøndby again for the second leg. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to do it in this episode because I think it's already quite long because of all of the transfer stuff. But as you can see with the away result, it's pretty much wrapped up, to be honest. At home we should be able to just secure this lead and then move on to the what's next. Is it the group stage, or do we have to play another qualifying round after this one? I'm not even sure. Maybe we have. We're gonna find out. Let's meet today's team. You're gonna see a few of the new players as well. Chichi Sola in goal, our Argentinian. He's been here for a season already. Decent goalkeeper. And our only real option because of Trolli Swain's departure. David Garcia and Lemos gonna form the centre back partnership for today. Saul is our left back. Sergio Palencia is gonna be our right back for today. Mandragora is our anchorman. Vicente is our segundo volante. And up front, Vieira is the attacking midfielder in the center to pull the strings. On the left hand side, Timothy Tillman. On the right hand side, Mark Navarro. And up front, Roger. On the bench, gonna be Pigas, Contrao, Michel, Hernan, Aguilar, Garcia, and Cayeri, who is recovering from an injury at the moment. He is still not fully fit, but I want to keep him on the bench. The guy who returned on a loan, Sergio Araujo, he is also an Argentinian. He looks decent. He played 3 games at the qualifiers in the Europa League for us, scored 2 goals. Looks promising as well, but he picked up a knock and is not fully fit. Also, Boateng is still recovering, and that's why Navarro is playing today. Let's get started. Granada are using a similar system to ours. I'm looking to exploit this gap here with Vieira. I think this is really weird that the 4-2-3-1 wide, the standard option of the game, uses the central midfielders in here instead of using defensive midfielders, which would make a lot more sense. If you look at the modern 4-2-3-1 in modern football, the players usually are not central midfielders that are high up the pitch. They usually start deeper on the pitch and provide cover for the centre backs as well. That's what our players are doing. Let's get started. First day of the season. Our kickoff highlight, of course, again. We have to have it. I'm not even gonna say anything about it, because we're not gonna score, nothing is gonna happen. Exactly. Oh, I just spotted something. I have to make a few changes. I also changed the set piece routine because I was not happy with being countered that much, so I sent one more player back. Oh, Granada on the break. Buakshi, oh, great save from Chichitola. I have to make a change here. I have to add the match information. No, it's not match information. Match stats. Yes, that's what we want. And Granada formation. Yes. Thank you very much. Corner for them. The defensive corner, I also changed the players again. I have to pause the game here. Excuse me, please. No, not match information. Recent events. Yes, it's here. Recent events, action zone, and focus of attacks. Yes, that looks good. That looks pretty good. I might have to change the match speed a little bit. Okay, let's get started. Granada playing the ball out to the flank. Valencia brings the ball to Roger. Navarro out on the right wing. Crossgetter doesn't get it, but Vieira gets the second ball and scores this first goal of the season. I think he already also scored the first goal for us in last season's opening game. So he does the same again. I hope he can have another cracking season. His last season here was just amazing from midfield, and does it again. He starts the season just the way he ended it last year. We are 1-0 up against Granada after 10 minutes. Good to see. We even play a rotated side, so I don't expect to see too good of a display here. Granada on the attack now. Can they do something? Oh, a shot from range. Nothing too special. Oh, I have to take a look here. Maybe action zones is not what we want, or recent events is not what we want. We need to know where. I'm not sure. Overview? No, not overview. Match stats? Yes, match stats. I quite like the match stats here. I had to change all of that around because I tried the higher tempo skin. That's a custom skin for Football Manager 18. But I wasn't happy with what I could see on my lower resolution. I'm sure it's an amazing skin for higher resolution. What? My set piece routine works? My corner routine works? It seems like it's working. Yes, Timothy Tillman scored the second goal of the game. Vieira brings on the cross to the penalty spot. Lemos heads it out, and then Tillman with a long shot. I told Tillman, who has a long shot of 13, to wait there and then shoot from range if the ball gets to his foot. Roger to Vicente to Tillman to Roger. Roger scores 3-0 up after 40 minutes. 7 shots on target. We are just clinical in front of goal. Or not clinical, but accurate. Great passing here from Roger to Vicente to Tillman, who plays it to Roger. And he, on his debut, scores the goal for us. Granada with 2 injured players now. It's just amazing how things work out sometimes. Really amazing, this game sometimes. Let's have a look. Apparently their central midfielder Griezmann 100% of his tackles, but that doesn't help them at all. We are 3-0 up. Let's just score a few more goals here, come on. I might give Cagliari his comeback after his injury. Saul with the throw-in to Tillman. Tillman to Vicente to Vieira. Vieira shoots, and the second goal of the game, 4-0 up. 8 shots on target. The accuracy in this team, in terms of finishing, it's just another level. Tillman brings the ball into Vicente. Vicente, one-touch pass to Vieira. Vieira finishes in the top right corner. 60 minutes go now. Thinking of taking off Vieira because he has having a great game, but I want to give Garcia his debut and save Vieira for the bigger matches. Then I'm also gonna bring on Cagliari, and then let's make another change in a few minutes. Might bring on someone for Vicente. Yes, let's bring on the old Colombian legend Aguilar. Give him his debut as well, his Liga debut. The experienced midfielder. 10 minutes to go. Granada with a corner. Corner comes in, but heads it over their crossbar. We committed a lot of fouls in this game, 16 fouls. And of course you have to remember, that's something I want to talk about right now actually. We had 55% possession, which means we were in possession more than they were. So they had more chances, more time to commit to fouls. But we fouled them a lot more. So we actually fouled them a lot more compared to them. Which is something that I like actually, because we only picked up 1 yellow card. And we ruined our 100% shot on target ratio. We got 15 shots now, only 13 on target. Come on, let's pick it up. Garcia switches the ball to the other flank. Navarro cannot dribble past this man, but doesn't matter. 4-0 in the first day of the new La Liga season. Vieira, man of the match, with 2 goals. What a day to open up the season. And Roger ends his goal drought. I guess they count his time he played in the Europa League qualifiers as well. Vieira, classy performance. Yes, I think so as well. Keep it up. So then, I think that's gonna be it for the first episode of the new season. I'm gonna be back for Sevilla probably, or if we have another round of the Europa League qualifiers, which I'm really not sure about, then I might show you them. So keep your eyes out for that. See you next time. Leave me a like here, subscribe to the channel, leave some feedback here as well if you want to. I would really appreciate it. Bye bye.
Soy de Las Palmas.